2021. 15 games on the slate, and we have all 15 picks right now, as well as the 5 best bets that you need to make on opening day. And stick around to the end of the video. We're going to give you our World Series champion. Yankees, Dodgers, Padres, what if we told you none of the above? You know what? Let's dive in to our first game. We're going chronologically. We're going to start with the MLB matchup that kicks off everything. It's Toronto and the Yankees. Rue versus Cole. These are two decent teams. Toronto's up and coming. They got young bats. We know who the Bronx Bombers are. We're going to go with Gerrit Cole, the veteran, and the Bronx Bombers here. So New York Yankees over the Toronto Blue Jays. Number 2, Cleveland versus Detroit. Great matchup. I'm wearing the Cleveland jersey. Unfortunately, Cleveland got rid of their best player in Lindor. He went to the Mets. Are they rebuilding? Are they retooling? We don't know. On the other side, the Tigers, they have Boyd on the mound. Grossman, some mid-tier level guys they picked up. They're a good team, but Bieber's going on the other side. I'm going to tell you right now, though, I don't trust Shane Bieber. They're talking about trading him already. I like that his head is probably not going to be in the game here, and we're going to go with the Tigers on the money line. But our best bet, number 1 of the day, is Tigers, Indians over 7.5. So we like the Tigers. That's our pick for who wins, but our best bet in that game is Cleveland Tigers over 7.5 runs. Number 3 on the slate is the Baltimore Orioles versus the Boston Red Sox. Orioles have Means, and Boston has Eovaldi on the mound. Baltimore is in its 3rd, 4th, 19th year of rebuilding. They're not a good team. We know that. Boston had one of its worst years ever last year. They were in last place. They sucked. They're terrible. But they do have good pieces in place. So we are going to take Boston over Baltimore here. Means he had a high ERA last year. I think he keeps doing the same thing. Boston's going to win pretty easily. Number 4, we're going to Minnesota and Milwaukee. This is going to be a best bet game for us. Minnesota has Maeda, and Woodruff's going on the bump for the Brewers. Maeda and the Twins are looking to compete in the AL Central. Maybe champions of the AL Central? We don't think so, but they will be competing for it. On the other side, you got the Brewers. The Brewers starting pitcher, that's where their question marks are. However, their bullpen is one of the best in baseball. So, should be a close game, but our best bet and the winner of this game is going to be the Twins. I think it's at like minus 110. It's a good price for a Twins team that is very good and can hit a lot of home runs. Woodruff is a little shaky on the bump, so we'll see how he fares. I think the Twins score 4 or 5 runs by the 6th, and the bullpen doesn't matter for the Brewers. So, Minnesota, best bet number 2. Our 5th pick of the opening day is going to be the Pirates-Cubs game. This is going to be another best bet, our 3rd best bet of the game. Pirates are bringing Cool. He's one of the worst pitchers, and the Pirates themselves are the worst team in the major leagues. These guys are awful. On the other side, Hendricks is throwing for the Cubs, and let's be honest, he's not a great opening day starter, but he's decent, much better than Cool. With that said, the Cubs, how is their offense? You know, they lost a couple pieces, and they really didn't do any moves. It's a surprising thing coming out of Chicago. It doesn't look like they want to get better. It doesn't look like they're trying to win championships anymore. They've slowly had a decline over the past couple years, especially since that World Series championship over the Cleveland Indians. But I digress. The best bet number 3 of the day is in this game. We're not really sure who might win this game. We're guessing the Cubs because they got the better pitcher on the mound. But there's going to be runs. Hendricks not great. Cole sucks. He's not going to throw well. The line is actually frozen at the moment. It's going to be 7.5 on this. I would even take it up to 8, and we're going to go over. So Pittsburgh, Cubs, over 7.5, 8, whatever you want it to be. That is our 3rd best bet of the day. Before we get into our 6th bet of the day, or our 6th game of the day, just a quick shout out to one of our subscribers, Russ. He actually gave us this hockey Indians jersey. Very awesome. And he also sent us a bottle of Bertam's Stadium Mustard. This has the Indians logo, which is officially gone. If you're looking for that mustard, all you have to do is click the Amazon link below. It's the best Stadium Mustard you've ever had. It's like $9. So check out that link. Go buy some mustard. Eat some brats, hot dogs, whatever you do on opening day. And it's going to be a good day. But let's get back into our picks. Number 6, you have Atlanta and Philly. This, I think, is going to be one of the best games of the day. Both these teams have dynamite offenses, and they have pretty good starting pitchers on the mound. You got Fried and Nola going at it. It's going to be close, but we do like the offense, and maybe Bryce Harper to finally do something with the Phillies on opening day like he did in Washington. So we're going to take the Phillies on the money line there. 7th game of the day, we got Dodgers and the Colorado Rockies. Now, they are in Colorado. Kershaw, one of the best pitchers, we all know that, has been struggling a little bit in spring training. So we'll see if that comes into the regular season. As we know, his regular season usually doesn't happen in the playoffs, although last year it did, but we'll see what happens. Marquez, on the other hand, young, great starting pitcher for the Rockies. He goes on the bump for the Rockies, but they lost Arenado. Their offense isn't as great as it used to be, so we'll take the Dodgers in that game. Our 8th game of the day, we're almost halfway through, or are halfway through. You got Arizona Diamondbacks, San Diego Padres. Bumgarner starts. Nice lefty for Arizona. 2nd year in a row that he's starting, but he's old. Come on, man. If you think this guy's old, put in the comments below, Bumgarner's old. They signed him to a 4-year deal. Kind of surprising with his age and everything. Diamondbacks have a lot of injuries as well. San Diego has Darvish going and the best starting rotation in the MLB. They went out. They got some great dynamite pitchers. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with this year. Unfortunately, Grisham is out on the IR to start the season, so they won't have his bat. But you know what? We think all the other bats, Tatis Jr., etc., are enough for San Diego to win this first game over the Diamondbacks. So 8th game, Padres on the money line. Number 9 game of the day, St. Louis versus Cincinnati. This is going to be our best bet, number 4 here. Flattery versus Castillo on the hill for both teams. So St. Louis did upgrade their offense a little bit. They got Arenado, as we mentioned. He came over from the Rockies. He's going to be somebody who can help Goldschmidt and protect some at-bats there. On the other hand, the Reds, God, we bet on the Reds to do something with their team for years, and they haven't done anything. This year, it does look like they might take another little step forward, but Votto, he might not even play opening day. He's had COVID problems for the past 2 weeks. So what we do like here is Flaherty gives up some runs and Castillo can give up some home runs. Arenado, I expect to go deep on opening day, and we like the over 7.5. So our best bet here is over 7.5. I assume that St. Louis is probably going to win this matchup. You might get a good price on the Reds here, but over 7.5, best bet number 4 on the day. Our 10th game of the day is going to be Texas versus Kansas City. Texas. Both these teams are going in opposite directions. Kansas City used to be awful. Texas is now awful. I looked at the lineup that's probably going to come out on opening day, and I recognized one name. You might not even recognize any. They're awful. Kansas City's going to win this game. They got Keller going on. He's an up-and-coming young pitcher. Did very well, actually, against Cleveland Indians. I watched a ton of them last year, and Keller pitched probably the best he has in his career against the Indians, but he looks to continue against all the other major league teams this year. You see some familiar faces on Kansas City, some that were in some old places, and now they're in new places. Santana and Benintendi from Boston, and Santana came over from Cleveland. Good lineup, and Kansas City's might actually be above the Indians and the Tigers in the Central. I look for them to compete for 2nd or 3rd place in the Central. So anyways, long story short, KC, easy win over the Rangers. 10 games in, we got 5 more to go. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you become part of the Grandstand Bettors family. All we do is give you picks, predictions, and best bets each and every day. We have a best bet leaderboard challenge. If you want to see any of that, just make sure you hit subscribe and smash the like button. If we get over 200 likes on this video, I will send a family of 4 to a baseball game of their choice in 2021. So make sure you hit that like button. But let's get back to our picks. Number 11 game of the day, Tampa Bay Rays versus the Miami Marlins. Glasnow versus Alcantara. I think I said that right. So Tampa Bay winning the East last year. They're overrated. I got to be honest with you. I think they lucked out. Red Sox had a terrible year. Yankees had a bunch of injury problems. The Rays are overrated, and I'm going to tell you why in one word. Zunino. This guy is still in the starting lineup for the Tampa Bay Rays. He is awful. He strikes out a million times. He only hits home runs, and not a lot of them, or he strikes out. So Tampa Bay Rays are overrated. I like Miami. They have a lot of young, talented hitters in that lineup. If you remember last year, they went on a great run during the shortened COVID season. They looked pretty good. So we're going to take Miami over Tampa Bay in that matchup. It is the Sunshine Series, if you will, or the Citrus Series. So good luck to Miami on opening day. Game number 12, Mets versus Washington Nationals. This is kind of a staple for opening day. It's a night game. It's Scherzer and DeGrom. They've played each other so many times, especially in the first couple weeks of the season. Usually the Nationals come through, but it's a low-scoring game. Now, the Mets have upgraded their offense. They got Lindor, which is incredible. They have Alonso still. They probably have one of the deepest lineups that the Mets have ever had in the history of their team. On the other hand, Scherzer and Washington, they added some power. They got Josh Bell, they got Schwarber, and even Yan Gomes from the Indians, who's got a little bit of power behind the plate. So it's going to be maybe a high-scoring game, but then you look at the pitchers and you're like, whoa, nobody's going to score anything. You know what? We're going to stay with the trend of Washington beating the Mets on opening day, as they have in many recent years, even though the Mets are probably the better team here. So take Washington. You might get them at some good value. Game 13, almost finished, of the opening day is the White Sox versus the Los Angeles Angels. Both these teams have high expectations. Giolito is going for, I'm not saying that right, but he's going for the Chicago White Sox. You got Bundy going for the Angels. Basically, the White Sox have the best MLB bullpen in the league, and they had the most home runs in 2020. These guys are the new Bombers of the Bronx, if you will. On the other side, everything revolves around Mike Trout. This guy needs to go to the postseason. If he doesn't go to the postseason this year, I don't know what to tell you. Get off the team, go play football, be a tight end. The Browns need you. Go there. So we'll see. It all, the Angels have Shohei Ohtani. That guy is pretty good pitcher and hitter, but he's had health issues. So how well does he play? I like the White Sox. White Sox in this matchup, that's the winner. The Angels are going to struggle out of the gate yet again, and they're going to have to play catch up. So Chicago White Sox over the Angels in Game 13. We move to Game 14. Our 10 o'clock starts here. We got Houston versus Oakland. This is probably the second best game on the schedule other than the Braves and the Phillies. Houston and Oakland, come on. Houston is going to have to play in a stadium with fans. That is going to be sweet to watch. Make sure you tune into this game. That's all the storyline is for Houston in this game. Oakland, they're being disrespected. They won the West. They're a good team. They're underrated, and they're going to go in with a chip on their shoulder in this game. I expect Oakland to win and win easy in this first matchup. And finally, going into number 15, San Francisco and Seattle Mariners. This is our last best bet of the day and the last game of the day. San Francisco has Gausman on the hill, and Gonzalez is going for Seattle. The word for this game, and all we can do to sum up this game, is optimism. Both these teams just have optimism. Seattle's a very young team with, signs of greatness last year, and then signs of being just awful. San Francisco, Posey was injured, so that, derailed their season last year. But they're a young team, too. So both these young teams going at it, and I think whoever wins this game might have the leg up on the better season. And we're going to take Seattle. That's our fifth best bet of the day. Go Seattle Mariners over San Francisco. I think it's at -110. They're about even right now. So that's all of our picks. But we tease you at the beginning. We are going to give you our World Series champion. Now, Dodgers, Yankees, Padres. Those are the big picks. Those are the favorites going into the season. We don't believe in any of it. I'm going to tell you right now, the 2021 World Series champion is going to be the Chicago White Sox. This team's starting pitching is average to above average. Their bullpen is the best in the major leagues, and their offense can hit home runs, get on base, and score, and that's what you need to win in the major leagues. I'm going to tell you right now, they're at 10-1. They're going to go down as the season starts and they start to win. So grab the Chicago White Sox at 10-1 to win the World Series. So 15 picks, 1 World Series winner. That's what we give here on Grandstand Bettors. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you smash that like button. If we get over 200 likes, we're giving a family of 4 tickets to their favorite team's baseball game anytime this year in 2021. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and as always, sit back, relax, enjoy opening day in the major leagues, and let us do the work while you do the winning.